had a cut somewhere or had to be taped up, normally Rich Oberlin would go off for equipment repair.
Well, now we see Steve Martell heading to the dressing room. Let's take a look at Don Lever, head coach of...
But again, Lowen carries it in the zone, gives it to Frawley, a shot! Almost handcuffed Reimer, but kicked the puck away. It fell on the ice in front of him. Grabs the puck, holds on. There go the gloves in the corner. Krause and Frawley. Krause down on his knees. Knocked down by Frawley, who grabs on from top. And the linesmen step in. So, a big defenseman. Bob Krause at 6'1", 210 pounds, going after Dan Frawley, and will have penalties.
From Grand Prairie, Alberta, Krause, they both went in the boards pretty hard. I think Krause a little upset that Frawley was able to get that shot away. Right wing along the boards, and it's kept into play. But Basijo put it high, and it went to clear the zone. And then he made a nice block on the play. So Dave Basijo, again, here's a
gloves being dropped. Cummings going after Bob Corkum. Got in a pretty good right. Corkum was stunned by the right hand, and Cummings tied up, dumped to the ice by the linesman. Actually, Cummings, we feel, should not be playing in this game. He was suspended by the National Hockey League for 3 games, along with goaltender Ron Hextall, for a stick-swinging incident. They received the suspensions, and how he's able to play here, I don't know, because those suspensions are carried from one to the other league.
Well, the same thing is what happens when you get suspended in the American Hockey League. You can play in the National Hockey League.
No, you can't.
Is that a new rule?
No, it's the set it 2. The puck shot around behind the wings net, but back up ice in front of the Red Wings bench. Frawley and Krause have dropped the gloves. Actually, Krause dropped the gloves. Frawley still has his on, but the linesman stepped in between them before there was any fisticuffs.
And Chapman, of course, last year endeared himself to the fans with his rugged play. And the two of them that time scrapping to the left of Mario Gosselin, as Gosselin made a dandy save there and kept the Amerks off the board. But Dan Frawley, not one to back away from anybody, neither is Brian Chapman. And those are the two kind of guys you don't normally see get together on it, but they did that time. Here's the action in front of Gosselin as the play blocked right there. Gosselin with a good move. Now watch 22 Chapman and Frawley. They tangle up, they push and shove, then the sticks get dropped. Chapman actually got a quick right before you get a look at it here. The referee got a look at it. We'll wait and see if there's an extra call. But the linesmen right there ready to do their job. And we're going to get the call on the penalties here.
The penalty to number 27, Dan Frawley, 5 minutes for fighting. Springfield penalty to number 22, Brian Chapman, 2 minutes for roughing, 5 minutes for fighting.
Well, as I said, I thought the first shot was thrown by Chapman.
Yeah, he definitely got the first one off.
That's the way Roberts looked at it, too, the referee. So as a result, Chapman gets the extra penalty.
Baglia, James Black, it's won by the Indians. Olio can't get it out, though. Gage, we've got a brawl back here. It's Guvadaris getting drilled. Guvadaris got really behind it as Lowen came up with a few shots. Now the linesmen are in for the moment. This could get nasty. It's going to get nasty. Lowen wants a piece of Guvadaris, and Earl is taking him all the way to the box. He's going to place him in the box as Lowen has been sent to the dressing room. 6:39 left to go in the second period.
Well, it's a smart move by the referee, Lance Roberts. Obviously, he saw enough to give him at least 7 minutes apiece. Guvadaris, I was worried for a moment he might start handling Brewster Earl, the linesman. He did that last year on a couple of occasions. One he got suspended for, and he really gets emotional in there. Obviously, he was fired up with Lowen, but Chris got a little bent out of shape, and hopefully here he's taking a few punches from Lowen. Then he gets up and he wants some more of Lowen. They will finally somehow get away. There's Lowen with a good move away from the linesman. And now we'll try and pick it up on the PA here and find out exactly what the penalty call is. Hey, those are the linesmen earn their money. You can have that job. For that matter, the referee, too. There's Lowen. He was free and easy, and Guvadaris was waiting to come back. Chris stays on the ice, so to speak, inside the building, that is, and he's in the penalty box, and now he has words with the linesman, but Chris just let it set.
Lowen's shots came fast and furious, and he got really the first 3 or 4 blows off, and Guvadaris had his head down. He was trying to get some cover, and by the time he got up and free, the linesman had entered the melee.
Looks bloodied a little bit there, but he did the right thing. I mean, you turtle up. If the guy starts suckering you, he gets that first couple of punches in unawares. And the best thing to do is why be a hero and get your jaw broken? You might as well cover up.
To behind the amerks net. Littman leaves it there for McSween. Sends it around the boards and out the center ice. Dowd picks it up at the red line. The Devils have it again. Clear the puck in the amerks zone. We have McSween. And that is Ruckty. Drop the gloves, grab onto each other. Don McSween and the rookie winger, Matt Ruckty, who stands 6'1", 210 pounds, grab a hold of each other. Each one trying to get an uppercut, or rather swing over the top, but have each other pretty well tied up and can't get a punch away. A little bit of dancing going on at center ice right now.
There's a couple of college players right there doing the fisticuffs, with Ruckty coming from Bowling Green and Don McSween with Michigan. Not much happened there, but Ruckty came in there looking for Don McSween.
So Skaten goes into the far corner. Huscroft and Sheva go to the ice. Huscroft gets up, comes over, has something to say to Sheva. Now Frawley comes in, drops the glove, grabs onto Huscroft. Huscroft just stands there still with his gloves and his stick in his hands. Well, Frawley going to the aid of a teammate. However, the amerks might come out on the short end of things here. 10:53 to go in the second period. The Devils with a 5 in the corner, still has the puck. He is all wrapped up, being held to the backboards by O'Connor. Fans want a penalty. Now a penalty coming up to the Devils as Christian comes in. Oh, he elbows Gage in the face. Christian came up, gave Gage an elbow right in the face. Gage is down on the ice. Lindy Ruff having a few words for Mailcock, but it was Christian who was the one to elbow Gage in the face. Crossing the Rochester blue line, pass in the slot, quick shot, stick stop for Draper. Puck ends up with the near boards, cut in the corner, whoa! Hawkins throws a swing and hits one of the amerks player. Hawkins with a right-hander connected. And who is the Rochester player?
DeVita, I believe it's DeVita, defenseman.
Hawkins connected, yes it is DeVita, with a right hand on DeVita. The linesmen have grabbed onto the players. They're still holding onto each other down in the corner. But I think that was a surprise to DeVita as all of a sudden Hawkins dropped the gloves and took a swing. The players still talking to each other, but they're separating.
Hawkins, I remember him from last year. He's a pretty good player. 22 games last year in Newmarket. He had 2 goals, 5 assists for 7 points. In Milwaukee, he had 9 goals and 11 assists for 20 points, but he always had that little bit of toughness in him. Number 10.
Get a shot on goal.
Here's Reichel around the defenseman to him again. His shot blocked away by Draper. Oh, what a move by Draper to stop the shot by Reichel. Now back up ice. The gloves are dropped. Oh, DeVita is hammering away at Reichel. DeVita, don't make that Murray. Drops Murray to his knees. DeVita with a right hand drops Murray to his knees, and the linesman step in. Dave DeVita, the rookie defenseman, showing he's got a right hand.
Well, he sure does. Dave DeVita, standing 6'2", 195 pounds, from Lake Superior State, came up. He and Murray had something going from the first period. They went around the net. Murray, who's been in everybody's face tonight, starting things, you're trying to get things going for his.
The amerks net. Draper steers it aside. It's left laying there, and finally Brown shoots it around the far side. Shave after the puck, but back behind the net. It's O'Donnell. He has the jersey of one of the Buxton players over his head and was taking right-hand shots at him. Now whoever it was gets loose. It might be Levens. He's pretty tall. Has his jersey pulled off. Oh! O'Donnell with a right hand floored Levens. Levens started to step in on O'Donnell, and O'Donnell just stuck his right hand out there and knocked Levens over on his back.
They struggle for it near board. And we've got a whistle and a fight. There is Huscroft. And Lowen, Huscroft gets the left-hand bridge, starts hammering away. Now Lowen got a right in on Huscroft. Now Huscroft tries to get back with the left. Lowen tries to lift Huscroft down. Huscroft gets him down and then starts hammering away with the right. And now the linesman will jump in. There was an initial penalty coming up on, I believe, the amerks. Away from where the fight developed. Huscroft to the bench. Lowen to the box. And we'll have penalties. 9:39 remaining second period. 5-1 Rochester. If you put it into the Devils zone. O'Connor is back behind his cage. And a Devils player goes down away from the play. Apparently it was Bednarczyk Bednarchuk, who took a high stick, and now a Devils player, Barr, comes in to defend Bednarchuk, and amerks player hammering away on him before he really knew what was going on. That was Curran. They never really got into it. The line's been able to break that up, and now Bob Bill is out to tend to Bednarchuk. Tim, did you see what happened to Bednarchuk?
I did not, but I know he was coming down. He was back checking on Brian Curran. And then he was down. I believe he got hit.
With good stick handling, but that has it poked free by Shaba at the last moment. He moves out to center the puck. Comes back now. Huscroft goes after Shaba behind the play, and he is hammering Shaba. Shaba hasn't taken his gloves off. Third man in now as O'Donnell comes flying to protect Shaba. Huscroft now will take care of O'Donnell to the left. O'Donnell does throw Huscroft down and starts hammering away. O'Donnell at the last moment threw Huscroft down and started hammering away at him. Scaldi getting in there at the end, but the players are separated. I don't know what happened behind the play. Jim, you acted as if you saw what was going on.
Jim, what happened is Seaver and Huscroft went going for the
Shaba,
puck.
you mean?
Saber.
Yep.
And Huscroft got the puck, shot it up ice, and Saber whipped around his stick and literally high sticked him right in the head.
And so Huscroft went after him, and Shaba basically didn't show up for the fight. He kept his gloves on and just kept getting hammered. O'Donnell then came the length of the ice to protect his player. Nothing wrong with that, I guess, from O'Donnell. Shaba was showing he quite willingly, or was not willing to fight after high-sticking someone, which is the ultimate show of cowardice in hockey. As far as I'm concerned, if you're going to high-stick somebody, and you should never do that to begin with, you certainly better be ready to stand up for yourself with the gloves off. And
Well, but back up ice. What do we have? Corey Millen going after Brad Rubicek. Rubicek pounding uppercuts on Millen. The players, of course, have to now go to the respective benches or they get fined in game misconduct. Now find that they do separate. But Millen is wrapped up with Rubicek, and Rubicek was fighting for the locker room, and Millen will also very shortly.
Corey Millen, a feisty little player, and what I mean by little, they say he's listed at 5'7", 168 pounds, from Colquitt, Minnesota. Millen, I don't think he's 5'7" if he's got another pair of skates on. But he is very quick, very strong.
John, of Sean O'Donnell, the rookie defenseman who has really been playing quite tough a couple of games ago. He got into a scrap, let's see, with Moncton's Scott Levens, and really handled himself very well. And then last game Friday night, he put Jamie Huscroft on his back. I was asking O'Donnell if he has always in his career played that kind of toughness.
Oh, yeah, I've tried to. You know, I wasn't, I shouldn't say I'm here for that, but, you know, I'm not going to score 50 goals or 30 goals or maybe not even 10 goals. So, you know, I got to do whatever it is to help out the team. And for instance, in Unico, and, you know, Huscroft's a pretty tough kid when he was going after Yuri Shiba, who was, you know, capable of scoring 30 or 40 goals, and didn't seem like a fair trade-off. So I figured maybe I could jump in and help out a little bit.
Did you know Huscroft's reputation before you went after him?
Yeah, I did. He'd had a good fight with Darcy earlier, but I think at that time you're not thinking of that kind of stuff. You just, you know, you see a big lad like that chasing one of our better, more finesse players, and you should do to step in and break it up or do whatever you need to stop it.
And boy, did he ever in a big way. Rangers clear the puck down ice.
A little punching match with Williams as the puck now brought up to center ice. They drop the glove. Larson takes the swing with Williams. Williams drops the glove. And Eichmann can never step in between when there's full fisticuffs. Marcelo was trying to go, and he put it back to the New-Haven zone. Finally, out the red line, decided to go at it. Well, that's just a little down Williams. The left hand was 5'11", 190 pounds. From left.
cover. And they bring it back, and we've got some slashing going on behind the play, and right away a fight with Warren Reichel trading punches with the amerks Darcy Lowen. And we mentioned how this game seemed to take off in a hurry. And here you have Lowen and Reichel going toe-to-toe. And this crowd is really getting into it here tonight as Reichel and Lowen really battle this one out. The officials are in there, and this crowd is on its feet. Referee for tonight's game is Blaine Angus. The linesmen are boards. Warren Reichel was knocked down as he tried to clear the zone, and here's Reichel ready to go with big Brian Curran. And the officials are in there in time to prevent a scrap between Warren Reichel and the Americans' towering defenseman, Brian Curran. Went full extension on the splits. Poshek in behind the net. Couldn't play it. Now at the side of the goal, Hawks are running around in their own zone, and Poshek has dropped the gloves behind the play with Rubichuk. And Rubichuk looked as though he wanted no part of Poshek, then seemed to scramble to his feet. But at any rate, the officials in there to break it up. So Brad Rubichuk, who played his junior hockey with the Lethbridge Hurricanes,
penalty coming up here. Stevens and O'Donnell are both going to go. O'Donnell grabbed onto Stevens after seeing the penalty was coming. Stevens didn't drop his glove or his stick, but O'Donnell did. Will be interesting to see what the penalties are here. So with 2:32 to go in the second period.
By Savage. Savage bothered by Quinney. The puck still in that wing zone, far side. Quinney gets it up ahead to Avazov, and Avazov moves it to center. A right wing pass for Malgunas and a fight going behind the net. It's Potvin and Curran. Along the far boards, Potvin still with that bad eye. Curran pumping away a couple of right hands on Potvin. He gets his right loose up high and knocks the helmet off of Curran. Now Curran puts the hammerlock on Potvin and wrestles him down, and the linesmen jump in, and Potvin just a few nights ago getting a butt end of a stick in the eye, and doctors told him that just a little bit one way or the other, and he might have lost sight of that eye. And going right back into the rough stuff, he deferred on a fight last night with Scott Daniels of Springfield, and Daniels ended up getting a penalty. And Potvin takes on Brian Curran there.
Corey Schwab, who was in the right place at the right time.
Well, again, some good hustle by Joel Savage going after the puck, as we see Ruckty going after Savage, and now Savage is just thrown down right to the ice, or Rubicek thrown down the ice by Hankinson, and here they go at it.
There they go. Rubicek is getting some good punches, and now Hankinson, their tough guy, gets him down, but Brad Rubicek accounted for himself very well until he went down to the ice and lost his balance.
Maybe the Utica Devils feeling that the amerks are applying all kinds of pressure on them for the last 4.5 minutes. They have to do something. They slow the tempo or slow the pace of the game down. But it was very innocently started with Savage getting a good opportunity.
And Wynn shoots it down the ice. Now Sullivan and McSween, there they go. And Sullivan throwing some right to McSween. And there was some high sticking going on before that started. Now they're just doing some wrestling. And Sullivan just throws McSween up against the glass as the players go to their respective benches.
Well, Sullivan definitely having the height advantage on McSween. 6'4", 195 pounds going up against Donnie McSween. McSween stands 5'11", 195. But McSween's showing his strength. If you're a smaller, shorter guy, you're going up against a tall guy who's a pretty good fighter with those long arms. You do exactly what Don McSween did. You get in close.
Is that what you had to do when you got
ask him which part of the turkey you want for Thanksgiving?
Job at the center ice, and Severin will turn. Severin into the middle. We got another fight going. This one's Mailcock. And is he with Dan Frawley?
Yes.
And I did not see at all what started that one, but they were both going at it just at the center ice area with 11:01 left to go, third period.
Well, it was a great play right before that. Mailcock was the trailer on the play coming back. There was a pass over to Mailcock. If it wasn't for the excellent back checking of you.
The puck, and they will move it out to center. Here's Gage running into Mailcock, who steals. Now Heward's going to go behind the play. Heward, and he is tangled up with Sean O'Donnell, and they wrap each other up. Heward takes him down, and the linesman will get in between them. I'm not quite sure what happened. There may have been a penalty coming up on O'Donnell behind the play. So Heward goes to the penalty box, as will O'Donnell. 4 away off the face-off, still in the Devil zone behind the cage. Corkum kicking at it. In comes Copeland. Copeland clears it up the near boards. It'll be kept in. And Corkum is after it. The Rubicek along the near boards. He's checked. Puck comes on the near side. Now a fight behind the cage. Malcock for the Devils. Malcock, and I'm not sure who it is for the amerks. Curran. It's Brian Curran. They're all tied up. No one is really able to get any shots free as they continue to wrestle. Now Malcock able to throw Curran down along the boards. And no real punches were thrown in that skirmish, just a wrestling match. Now Malcock, after the linesman gets in there, starts to look as though he wants to go back after Curran, but finally they're separated. Malcock will skate off to the Devils penalty bench. And back shot goes wide. Now fight. Christian waving out O'Donnell. O'Donnell trying to get a left and over the top. Now Christian gets over and gets the advantage on O'Donnell, and then the linesmen break them up. That one didn't turn into much of anything. Christian and O'Donnell, they escorted off.
A goal by Lutzig. Bester clears it off on the far boards. Lutzig picks it up. On the right wing side, tied up by Sillinger. Trying to kick it loose. Looking for help to catch up. DeVita now is in there. The Amerks, who do they have playing defense right now? Puck is still in the corner. It's pulled loose. Krupke and DeVita drop the gloves and wrap each other up. Krupke trying to get an upper hand. Now what do we have? Oh, Curran drops Tomlinson to the ice, and then Tomlinson comes out, rolls over on top of Curran, starts pounding away. I don't know if he got anything in. What do we have now? Potvin and Lutzig. Yeah. Potvin and Lutzig tie each other up. Go to the ice, and we're going to have more penalties here. Lutzig was dropped to the ice and got back up. Potvin trying to get some uppercuts on Lutzig. Brian Kern is now rolled over on top of Tomlinson. DeVita and Krupke still have each other tied up in the corners. The remainder of the players on the ice finally starting to skate back to their benches, which is the rule this year. Kern getting a couple of more shots in on Tomlinson as the lineman's trying to keep them separated. Now Kern goes down to the ice and Tomlinson gets up. Ludzik and Potvin will each head for the penalty box. Tomlinson's trying to get away from Brian Curran while yelling at referee Dave Jackson. Well, you know, I looked out on the ice, John, and at one point, what do we have now? DeVita, and Krupke's starting to throw it.
Well, Krupke's got a hold of Brian Curran. It's like really a 2-on-1 there with Krupke holding on to Brian Curran, and Curran is going at it with Tomlinson.
I looked down on the ice and I saw DeVita, Brown, Curran, and I thought I maybe even had seen, Holder was out there too. So 4 defensemen were on the ice at one time right there.
They have the dander up at Brian Curran. Krupke should be a third man in. He was already tied up with DeVita. He actually went in and grabbed the back of Brian Curran.
Well, that won't happen, you know it.
But they had DeVita, Brian Curran, and Ludzik out there. You could just sort of feel this coming on right now.
On WBBF. Puck is in the wing zone, in the slot, moving in. Is McSween moving in his backhander? What did he hit? I thought it went in. Must have hit the side of the mat. Whistle will stop play as we have Engelhardt in front of the Wings net, tied up with Lowen. Finally, they drop the gloves. Lowen pulling loose, starting to wheel away at Engelhardt. Engelhardt trying to get back with the right hand. Lowen comes up with an uppercut, catches Engelhardt. They had each other tied up in front of the net. Neither able to do anything as they end up now in the corner boards, pretty well tied up, and the linesmen are stuffing in there.
What the heck did Don McSween? He had the wide open net. Did it hit the net?
I thought it went in.
I thought it went in the net and bounced right because it came straight out. It looked like it went underneath the crossbar and into the net and come back out, but I don't know how he missed it. What a beautiful play to get the puck over to McSween, who moved in from the right point. Big the goal.
Clears the zone. It's taken in center by Basicio, who flips it back into the wings end, but now Gunas takes it back for Adirondack. Now Engelhardt needed a change, so he flips it down the ice, and there's a fight going. Hot man for the Red Wings. And looks like O'Donnell for Rochester. They tangle up. O'Donnell throws a wild left, doesn't connect. Just a wrestling match right now. Van jams O'Donnell against the boards on the far side. And the linesmen move in to split that up. Didn't look like anything was really landed there with that getting going at the 17:34 mark. And the two are separated by the linesmen, and they'll take the rest of the period off. Well, the break will pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Red Wing Hockey.
For up-to-date winter weather information, stay here at 93.5 FM.
Double kicks it toward Loach in the slot. Now it's on the stick of Shank, shooting lit from the save. He juggles the rebound and covers up, and now McDougall going at it with Rubachuk on the far side. Rubachuk knocks him down and flails away with a fist. And the linesmen jump in quickly as those two got going quickly, and McDougall never threw a punch in that exchange, it didn't look like, as he and Rubachuk got the sticks up a little bit, and Rubachuk was pretty much flailing away.
Well, we talked during one of the breaks that Paul Dvorsky let some stuff go after the whistle, and again, Rubachuk and McDougall exchange cross.
And Ludzik wins the draw. The Amerks can't get it out of there, and York gets control on the far boards, trying to flip it into the corner, and now another fight going. Brown for Rochester, and Quinney for the Red Wings. They tie it up in that far corner. Quinney pumping away a couple of rights. Now he tries the left. Now Brown with a couple of rights. They spin around, and Quinney knocks Brown down, and that gives the linesman a chance to jump in. So some carryover, I think, from last night's game, Don. There was